Hi girls, just a quick lesson on 3D shapes today. So what is a 3D object? Well, a 3D object is an object with 3 dimensions: height, length and width. We would have looked at 2D shapes previously, and 2D shapes are the surfaces of 3D shapes. So they don't have height. So think of a 3D shape that you found on your hunt the other day. So for example, a tin of beans. You were able to lift up the tin of beans and you could roll it and maybe identified it as a cylinder. So here are a few examples of 3D objects that you may have found on your 3D hunt. The present is an example of a cube, or Oral-B toothpaste is an example of a cuboid. Sphere, we have our tennis ball, or you might have had a football or a globe. And the baked beans, like we said, is a cylinder. So really what we're focusing on today is the properties of 3D objects. So how can we describe a 3D object and then compare? So we're looking at 3 words here: surface, edge, and vertex. So the surface of the object can be flat, so it's the face, or curved. The edge, where 2 surfaces meet, an edge can be straight or curved. And the vertex, where 2 or more edges meet at a point. So we'll go through those using the examples of the cuboid, cylinder, and square pyramid. So let's look at the face of the cuboid first. So this here is the face of the cuboid. So is the face of the cuboid straight or curved? It is straight. The edge, where 2 surfaces meet, okay, so where 2 faces meet, an edge can be straight or curved. So is the edge straight or curved on the cuboid? It is straight. And the vertex then is where 2 or more edges meet at a point. So it's like the corner. We call them vertices. It's a little difficult to be able to show you a cuboid, but if you have a cuboid at home, maybe pause this lesson and look at the cuboid, and then you could explore the properties. And the properties of a cuboid, well, it has 6 faces. Are the faces straight or curved? They are straight. It has 8 vertices, so remember that's the corner where 2 or more edges meet at a point. And then finally, the edges. And the cuboid has 12 edges. And are they straight or curved? They are straight. So it is a little bit hard to explore this 3D object. We really need to physically have a cuboid in our hands. So if you have a cuboid at home or an example of a cuboid, maybe you could explore the properties of that shape. So we're going to move on to the cylinder now. So if you have a can of beans or a can of peas or a can of a mineral in the fridge, maybe you could pause the video and take it out now. And we will go through the properties. So the face, we look at the face first, the surface. Is it flat or curved? Well, you'll see we have a flat surface here and we have a curved surface here, but we can't see it, but underneath here then we have our flat surface again. So there are 3 faces: flat, curved, flat. 2 edges, so remember the edge where 2 surfaces meet. An edge can be straight or curved, so 2 surfaces meeting here and 2 surfaces meeting here. And remember the surfaces, the faces. So now let's move on to a new 3D object, and that is a square pyramid. So a square pyramid. Well, a pyramid is an example of a 3D object, and its base, see the base here, is a 2D shape. You can see it. What 2D shape is that? Very good. It's a square base. And all other faces are triangles. So if you had an example, we were looking at the pyramids last week with Egypt, so that might help there. So the vertex, so where the triangles meet, and where they meet, it's a point called the vertex. And the face, is it flat or is it curved? It is flat. Very good. And it's a triangular face. So you're probably wondering, why is it called a square pyramid? Well, this pyramid gets its name from the shape of its base, which is a square. It may be a little bit difficult to see the properties of the square pyramid as we can't physically hold it. So I will go through it with you. So it has 5 faces, 5 vertices, and 8 edges. So we're going to look at the triangular prism here now, because we have already looked at the square pyramid. So what is a prism? Well, a prism is a 3D object. It has 2 identical ends. So that means it has 2 ends that are the same. And its other faces are rectangles. A prism gets its name from the shape of its ends. So let's have a look at the end, or the face. So like I said, it has 2 identical ends. Does this object remind you of anything? I'm thinking of a Toblerone bar. So the end here, or the face, it's a triangle, isn't it? So it's triangular in shape. The face then is rectangular in shape. And then we have our corner vertex. Let's look at the properties of a triangular prism. So again, like the other 3D objects, we really need to be able to hold them and explore them, and to be able to describe and classify the shape. So let's give it a go. So we'll work on the faces first. So how many faces has a triangular prism? Well, it has 5. So 1 here, 2, the other side over here, 3, the identical side, 4, and underneath 5. So it has 5 faces. Straight or curved? Straight. It's a little bit difficult to show the edges, but there are 9 edges and 6 vertices. Okay, so this is a table that is very helpful, and we are going to see if we can fill in the missing numbers. So you'll see the cone is already filled in for us. So a cone has 1 flat surface, 1 curved surface, 0 straight edges, and 1 curved edge, and 1 vertex. Cube, oh look, we have face missing. So how many faces does it have? And the faces here are straight. But let's see. 1, and then the opposite side, 2, 3, underneath 4, 5, and then the opposite side, 6. Where is the next missing number? So let's look. Cuboid, straight edges. So where is our cuboid? Well, let's see. How many edges has a cuboid? So we'll use this green object down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the opposite, so underneath we'll have 4 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 plus the 4 at the beginning gives us 12 edges. So if you want to try the rest of those, you can. I suppose it's really, really important with 3D objects with this chapter that you could maybe find examples of 3D objects that will help you with your exploration of this topic. It's really, really hard to problem solve and to understand fully by just looking at the slides here on the screen or by reading out of the book. So really, really important. If you have 3D objects that you found on your shape hunt the other day, take them out and use them to help with today's tasks. I hope that helps.